You're hot, then you're cold. You're yes, then you're no.
This series, I think, is one of my favourites of MasterChef.
Well, so you've hated every other
No,
series.
it's not true, but this one, I'm really enjoying this one, but I've been away for 2 weeks, so Matt Preston, hello.
Hello.
Bring me up to speed. Heston's on tonight.
Heston came on last night. The last 7 contestants woke up and there was sitting in their house at their breakfast table was Heston drinking a coffee and reading a copy of the paper. And they freaked out, as you can imagine, when one of the best chefs in the world is there and then just goes, right, cook me stuff. So he's here all week.
Is he really one of the best chefs in the world?
Yeah,
so
I think
if you put him next to, say, Gordon Ramsay.
Oh, yeah, smashes Gordon Ramsay.
Really?
Smashes Gordon Ramsay.
What about Jamie Oliver? And he's
Jamie Oliver. I mean, Jamie Oliver is incredibly influential. But in terms of moving cuisine forward, Gordon Ramsay kind of did classic French, delicious food. But Heston's made people think differently about food.
What about Marco Pierre White?
And in his day, Marco Pierre White was at that time. He was, and up until 93, Marco Pierre White was the man.
What is it, though, that there's always some chefs who instill fear in all the contestants, and I know that when it comes down to the big finale, every time you see Adriana Zumbo or one of those really detailed dessert people terrify them, but there is something about Heston that freaks them out.
You know what, it's because there are no rules with him. And so you and that's scary. You know, we all like working with him. Parameters, don't we? We like a recipe. We like to know there's an image of what we're working towards. And when there are no parameters, it gets a bit terrifying. Because the thing that makes Heston so unique is Heston will say, well, actually, try, I don't know, coffee and lamb. It's delicious. Or try red cabbage and seeded mustard. They go really well together. And then he goes down that kind of slightly more weird world of white chocolate and caviar. And you go, oh, I'm not so sure about that.
Is there any stuff that you don't like that he makes? We had him on the show and he was talking about bacon and egg flavoured ice cream, which sounds dreadful.
You know, look, it actually isn't. It isn't that bad, but it's certainly not my favourite thing that he makes.
But does it taste like bacon and egg?
It tastes like bacon and eggs, but ice cream's made with eggs. It's just a savoury ice cream. So it's kind of, I mean, the whole thing about that dish, it's all about the theatre of, you know, they crack an egg and it hasn't got an egg inside. It's been filled with the ice cream mix and they cook it in a pan which sizzles, but the sizzle is fake and they're cooking it with liquid nitrogen. So all that theatre is kind of exciting. I think what Heston's done is brought a bit of that kind of P.T. Barnum, you know, that circus to theatre, that wow factor to eating, which is great because when you eat out, it's not just about, you know, getting nutrition. If you want that, you can go to your local chicken shop.
But didn't P.T. Barnum say there's a sucker born every minute?
Absolutely, and sometimes that's the case. I think what you tend to find is when people do that kind of modern food, it's very easy to have the emperor's new clothes, and that, I suppose, where critics come in and they say, this is, if it's not delicious, then what are you doing?
So he could have us eating anything.
But the whole point is that we judge it on that basis. When you go, the reason why people go, and you know, when I went to the Fat Duck in December, and when I walked in, there were 4 tables of Australians who were there because lots of Australians have been. They come back and go, "You've got to go. It's a great experience." So that's the reason why. Well, you know, the word of mouth is so strong.
I like the idea of food being a circus. Maybe we could make a circus more food-like. We'll actually cook the circus animals.
Lion tartare.
What do you think?
You know, we tend not to eat things that could eat us. It's a really odd thing. We don't eat piranhas. We might eat crocodiles.
Shark. I've eaten shark.
Shark, but what?
Well, that's every day when you have fish and chips.
But they're not great. But those sharks, those gummy sharks, they'll just have you give you a nuzzle.
So you think psychologically we don't do that?
Well, it's weird. I mean, if you go to Africa, the guides will pick up and play with the poo of every animal other than the carnivores, and they say you can't pick up hyena and you can't pick up lion because you'll get sick from that. It's weird. So, you know, they'll happily pick up impala poo and spit it at you.
So there must be something evolutionary about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's your new book, Matt. Get onto it.
What about food chain? Matt Preston's food chain.
Oh, I love you. What things I've always wanted to do a dinner of called Eat Them Before They Eat You. I think that'd be quite funny.
And you could have lions jump through hoops of fire, and that just sort of singes them enough to eat them.
Oh, like yeah. Oh, a little
lightly flambéed.
Flambéed an angry lion.
You could have
slightly singed lion is not a good thing to have in a kitchen.
Amanda's new restaurant, 3 Rings.
3 Rings of Fire, even.
Nice.
A Mexican one. Matt, please accept this gift. I've just come back from Bali and I bought these.
I love these.
These hipster armband.
Yeah, no, they're beautiful.
I've given one to the Minogue sisters and apparently the whole Minogue household.
Over the phone, so you know they'll love them.
Which one? We'll pick which one.
I want that black and white.
That is yours.
The best colour. Well,
that's Collingwood.
And you know what's nice is they're not just made
West Tigers
with cheap string.
No.
They normally are in Bali.
It's leather.
These were $2 for about 58 of them.
Well, that's good. When I went to Bali, I brought back name bands with the name of every crew member on.
Oh, really?
So they could remind them, so we knew who they were. Help George.
Why didn't you do that for us, Jonesy? My husband got someone to embroider one for me, and it said "fun bags."
Nice. That's
nice,
quality.
isn't it? He'd give them to all his girlfriends.
Yeah.
Matt, it's always great to talk to you. MasterChef Australia, 7:30 tonight on Channel 10.
Thank you. Thank you. Fun bags. That's ridiculous.